I told you we'd check in with the Colts. The Colts beat writer for the Indianapolis Stars, Stephen Holder, who joins us. Stephen, good morning. Thanks for joining us. What did you expect last night?
I expected a rusty Andrew Luck. I expected some nerves. I expected maybe, some quick throws to get him in rhythm. And I think Frank Reich ensured that all of those things happened. And yes, Andrew Luck was, probably not in midseason form, but probably about what I expected from him. I think this was more about the actual event and the actual finality of finally getting out there than anything specific he did between the lines.
What did you see? Because I want to know how good that offensive line is, because we've seen how bad that offensive line can be. So what did you see from that offensive line, or have you seen from that offensive line that would probably give me a little bit more confidence that my quarterback can last a full season?
I saw a lot to like last night, and look, the situation at tackle is not perfect right now. Anthony Costanzo, who I think is their best offensive lineman, left tackle, he's out right now. He'll be back for the regular season. So the tackle situation is a little tenuous, but let me tell you something. That front line, the middle of the offensive line, was so stable, and Quentin Nelson is so big and strong and intimidating. Andrew Luck was able to step up into the pocket, and that's not something he's been able to do. The middle of that offensive line for years has been a problem, and the pressure has come right up the gut. It's been right in his face. So when a quarterback can't confidently step up into the pocket when the pressure comes, then he's got a problem. Andrew Luck was able to do that comfortably last night, and that was a beautiful thing. That's not something we've seen from the Colts.
Yeah, I remember leading up to the draft, a scout said, Quentin Nelson doesn't play the right position to be drafted number 1 overall, but he thought he was the best player in the draft. What have you seen? I was just told, you know what, he's a 10-year guy, plug-and-play, nasty guy, and is going to be great.
Well, look, I mean, the Colts' response to that, because they've heard that criticism too, and they have, I think, a very fair response to that, which is, look, guards are getting paid astronomically nowadays. And if you look around the league, it's really true. I think there has been less distinction between guards and offensive tackles these days. Look, I think obviously offensive tackles are always going to be held in a little bit higher regard, I think, but the guards in today's NFL, they matter. And Quentin Nelson's a guy who's going to let you run the ball more effectively, too, by the way, which I thought they did at times last night. That's been a problem for the Colts, and obviously keeps your quarterback clean. So look at the defensive tackles who are playing in the league today, and that kind of correlates to why the guards are so important. So Quentin Nelson, I mean, he is the biggest plug-and-play guard we've seen in years, and the Colts feel fortunate to have him.
Are the Colts a playoff contender?
I don't know yet. They are really, really young, and defensively, they're going to take some lumps, I think. And you saw Russell Wilson give them fits on that first drive last night. I think the defense is going to be a work in progress. It's a new scheme. It's very different. They don't have all the personnel yet, so I don't know that I go that far yet. But here's what I tell you is that Andrew Luck, if you watch him last night, he's rusty and he's got a ways to go. But I think this is going to be a situation in 2018 where Andrew Luck gets progressively better as the season progresses. And if that happens, then who knows? Look, I think Andrew Luck, I know I get accused of being a homer when I say this, but Andrew Luck has been I think, woefully underrated quarterback. This guy, the teams he has played with in the past, their rosters were embarrassing, utterly embarrassing in some cases. And he won 11-5. He went 11-5 3 years in a row and went to the AFC Championship game in his third season. That's the last season Andrew Luck was healthy.
We have somebody on staff, Paulie, my producer, who does an Andrew Luck impersonation. I'd be curious what you think. Paulie, would you like to?
It was a good night. It wasn't book club good, but it was a good night. Got the ball slanging it around out there, as the kids say. Back to you, Dan.
All right. What do you think, Steven?
You know what? Pretty accurate, except not lately. I see the different Andrew Luck. The guy's totally different. That was Andrew Luck. I used to dread Andrew Luck press conferences, okay, for like 5 years. And now I'm getting Andrew Luck cutting a vein, okay? I'm getting Andrew Luck vulnerable. And Andrew Luck, like, I never thought I was going to play again. I don't know who this guy is. I really don't. I'm just telling you, Andrew Luck press conferences used to be sleep-inducing. And now I feel like I am getting more honesty and more vulnerability. Last night, he said he didn't know if last night would ever happen. He actually said that. He said, I really doubted at times if this would ever come. So I tell you, he has changed. This experience has been something else. So, yes, accurate, except lately.
Paulie, can you act like you're cutting a vein here?
I've grown a lot as a human. Not the college boy at the Stanford Cardinal anymore. Holder, good job over there at the Star. Read it every day. More of the business section.
That is very accurate. He actually did say that. He supposedly subscribes to the actual newspaper because you can't read a newspaper on a flip phone, right? So he subscribes to the actual newspaper. I mean, listen, I don't even read the newspaper, okay? And I work there. I read it on my smartphone, right?
Read all about it at my MySpace page. Andrew Luck, MySpace.
Exactly. I think he has an iPad, though. I've never actually seen it, but apparently he has an iPad. So I think he actually does embrace some level of technology.
Oh, man.
Allegedly.
Hey, Stephen, thanks for joining us. Safe travels back. We appreciate your time.
All right, thanks, Dan.
That's Stephen Holder, the Colts beat writer for the Indianapolis Star, joining us from Seattle.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.